some of the things that we set out to do after playing them the first time, I thought our guys really executed. One of the things was we had to do a much better job rebounding than we did the first game, and we did that tonight. They're an excellent offensive rebounding team. They have a tremendous capacity to get 50-50 balls. That's what they do. And I thought we did a much better job with that. Our defense in the first half was pretty good, not nearly as good in the second half. But I thought guys, once again, really tried to play the right way. We shot the ball well. We made free throws, so that goes a long way toward helping. We watched a tremendous college basketball player tonight, Gary Payton. He's really extraordinary how he impacts winning in so many different ways. But a good win for us, and we have another pretty short turnaround, so we'll get ready for Friday.
Was shooting the threes against Arizona the way you wanted to attack them?
Well, it's good to make outside shots against the zone, but we didn't want to have to necessarily live and die by that. But, like we've said all along, when the ball's going in, it makes a big difference. And our guys are shooting the ball with good confidence and getting pretty good shots. I don't know, once again, to be honest, that our shots on a night like tonight are appreciably that different than nights where we don't score as readily.
Did you like the balance today in the offense? I mean, he had a great three-point shooting in the first half, and then Shaquille McKissick with a lot of drives to the basket, drawing fouls.
Well, it kind of goes back to Jack's point. I mean, it really doesn't matter as much what you want to do as opposed to what the defense is telling you to do. Defensively, we all have to make decisions. To use a football analogy, I could want to run the ball a lot, but if they put 8 guys in the box, it kind of forces my hand a little bit, perhaps. At least with my elementary football knowledge. So same thing with basketball. I mean, you have to be able to take advantage of how you're being played.
Trey had 3 made baskets right out the gate. What's his evolution been like, or what do you think about where he's at?
I think he's really learning how to work. And he's putting extra time in after practice. He's getting a lot of extra shooting work in. His confidence is growing. He's getting more comfortable. And, I think his improvement has been amazing here through the month of January. He's really playing excellent basketball for us.
What kind of effect do you think it has on a young guy like that when the main guy he's competing with for playing time, you lose him for the season, now all of a sudden a lot of it, the bulk of the volume is on his shoulders?
I don't think he even hit a speed bump over it. He feels good about who he is. And one thing about this team, there's been no animosity over competition for playing time. Everybody every night is willing to do whatever they can to help. It's really a beautiful thing with this team. And Chance filled in and did a good job tonight, and that's what you have to have. We had 3 players not in uniform tonight, so everybody else has to kind of pitch in. But Cody was playing well enough that in the Cal game we started to play Trey and Cody together. What I just said about Trey, you could also say about Cody. He's really improved through the month of January. And so those guys were actually starting to find themselves in practice as well as last weekend in the lineup together.
Is there a settling in that's happening in a big picture sort of perspective, winning on the road, playing well here? Do you see the trend line?
It always doesn't show itself in the outcome because there's competition. But I can tell you, putting our team under a microscope, we've gotten better this month. We're improving as a team, and we've won 3 of our last 4 now. But even that aside, because winning and losing, I'm not diminishing it. but sometimes it could be an illusion too. You could win and be getting worse. You could be winning and not playing well. You could be losing and getting better and making progress and playing good basketball, you know? And so outcome and competition aside, I think what I'm trying to say is just watching our guys every day, we're getting better. Now what that means in terms of outcomes, that's why we play the games. But I like what I see, and it's what we expected. It's what we talked about even in some of our most challenging moments. When you consistently have a good attitude, which this team does, without exception, and you work hard, which this team does without exception, you're going to get better. Now is that good enough? We'll see, but they are getting better. And like for example, we haven't had one bad shoot around all year. Guys are focused, they're energetic, they're talking, they're sweating, they're not one. So in terms of having to coach effort or address guys' attitudes, we have none of that. And so we just focus all of our energy on getting better. And I think that's what's happening gradually with our group. And having said all that, we'll be the first to tell you we still got to get a lot better. We know that.
How nice is it to have a guy like Chance that can come off the bench and play Cody, who's out this season?
Well, it's very important. Injuries are a very unfortunate part of sports, and if the wrong guy gets hurt, obviously it could really devastate a team. But to the extent that you have quality players and good depth, you can absorb it a little bit easier. But I don't care what sport it is, what level it is. Injuries can have a tremendous impact on what happens. Especially in college, it's not like you can pull someone up from the D League or something.